Welcome to Spotlight. I'm your host, Amitha. Every week, we talk to guests who will inspire us to be better versions for ourselves and our communities. Today, we'll be talking to an inspirational community leader who is going above and beyond his call of duty for progress locally and globally. He's a world-renowned scientist, innovator, entrepreneur, teacher, and much more. Today, we'll be talking to him about his latest book, Innovations and Breakthroughs in the Gold and Silver Industries. We are also going to be talking to him about how he's carrying forward a unique concept called smart villages, which was the vision of the late President of India, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. It's with pleasure I welcome back to our show, Dr. V.I. Lucky Lakshmanan. Welcome back, sir.
Thank you very much, Amitha. Thank you very much.
We are so excited and so proud that you're part of our community and leading our community forward, like I was saying, both locally and globally. Before we get to what's happening recently, let's give our viewers a little recap about how your life has been so inspirational, a journey from being a lecturer to the entrepreneur that you're today.
Thank you very much, Amitha. Well, I started my career as a teacher, lecturer. Coming to Canada introduced me to the mining industry. I used to teach at Birmingham University in the UK. Came to Canada in 1974. And during the last several years, served in the mining industry. Worked for an institution called Ontario Research Foundation, developing technologies for industries. And in 1999, together with a couple of other friends, we ended up buying part of that institution, serving the industry with clean technology and sustainable development.
Wow.
That's my career.
Yes, that's just in a short blur, but you have made so much progress along the way, and now you're actually written a book on the topic. Enlighten us more on that.
Amitha, mining industry is highly capital intensive. About 5 years back, I wrote a book on innovation, innovation to process industries. This industry being very capital intensive, also giving challenges to the environment, you always have to look for innovative ways to make it more efficient economically and also be responsible in terms of environmental management. So the industry can sustain and be good to the community and also keep the jobs. And that was the reason why we wrote the first book on innovation. And now, Amitha, the whole world, everybody talks about gold and silver. Industry is, we in Canada are blessed with resources, whether it is oil, gas, or uranium, or metals. And gold and silver always, it gets the attention of everybody.
Sure.
And this industry uses a chemical reagent called cyanide, which is challenging to manage. So always for the industry to sustain and the gold manufacturing to be economically viable, environmentally sustainable, you have to look at opportunities for innovation. So this new book I've written with another gentleman, Dr. Barun Gorain, who used to work for Barrick, one of the big gold company. Today, he's the Chief Technology and Innovation Officer with the Hindustan Zinc in India. Together, we have written the book, basically, Amitha, looking at how digital technologies can come, how digital technology can help, how clean technologies can help, how together these two technologies can make the industry a lot more competitive and sustainable. So the society you live with is feeling comfortable having the mining industry. And the mining industry is not in Toronto or in Vancouver. The people who invest maybe in Toronto and Vancouver and other places, but the industry by itself is in remote areas. And also we have to be responsible for managing the environment and also getting people in these remote areas, very difficult. But when you marry the digital technology, Amitha, the young minds also feel very comfortable that the industry is close to the digital technology where we go, whether you talk about artificial intelligence, machine learning, whatever you want to talk about, and making digitization. We're also talking in this book, doing many things underground. So you make it more efficient. So this book is innovatively we are bringing, connecting the digital technology. We are talking about cryptocurrency in this book, because gold is a standard, but we have other instruments coming now. So this book is not just a conventional run-of-the-mill book, but it marries innovation breakthroughs with clean technologies, sustainable development, digital technology. So the gold and silver industry can be very, very economically very efficient and also environmentally very sustainable. And the book has been published, just came out about a month back.
Well, congratulations on that. It sounds like there's a lot of information in there that's useful for people to be able to be part of this future.
That's correct.
And so it's practical tips in there.
That's correct.
And I was just wondering, is there something in there that's already in place around the world, or this is something that the people can look into and then take that forward into practical applications at present?
Very good question, Amitha. Some of the technologies used, they again are reflected in this book.
Okay.
But of course, the value addition using the digital technology, the clean technology, this will make the industry to be recognized as a leader. So people don't look at mining industry as an yesterday's industry. No, mining industry is also today's industry and tomorrow's industry. By bringing digital technology and all, the industry can show to the people the industry is current and can also bring the young minds to come and work for the industry. If you look upon Amitha, companies like Facebook, Amazon, they're all trillion-dollar companies. Mm-hmm. But the whole mining industry all over the world is about $1 trillion. Mm. But this mining industry is not in Toronto, financiers and engineers are here. But the real guys who do the work, sweat and blood more there, they are in villages. They are in rural community. So mining industry gives opportunities for people, not only in cities, but also in the rural communities.
So this book is helping us realize how we can bridge that, bring it together, and it's for the betterment of the whole world.
Absolutely.
Very interesting concept. We want to talk to you more about it.
Okay.
But before that, it's time for a short break. Welcome back to Spotlight. We are talking to the inspirational Dr. V.I. Lucky Lakshmanan. So this is great. Where can people find out more about the book or get the book?
The book, it is published by Springer, one of the world-renowned publisher, and it is available digitally as well as the hard copy will be available. So they can go into the Springer's website and place the order for the book. The book is published, and the hard copy also will be on show within a week or so. So both the digital and hard copy both are available.
Great. So viewers, you know where to find the book, and it's a very interesting concept that will take us towards progress, towards the future.
Correct.
And based on this concept, you're also part of another project, a project that was actually the vision of the late President of India, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. The concept is called Smart Villages. Very interesting. Tell us more.
Amitha, it was a privilege for me to had a chance to work with late President Kalam. Had an opportunity to bring him to our great country here in Canada for 3 times. In his Vision 2020, he talks about Pura, providing urban amenities to rural areas. Had discussion with him many a times. That concept of Pura, Amitha, when we celebrate his legacy at Sringeri Vidyabharati Foundation, we had Professor Murthy, the chairman of mathematics department. He came there. He talked about how can we remember late President Kalam. At that time, Amrita, I thought we can take the Pura concept further forward. So we brought this concept of smart village. Smart village embracing the 3 billion people who live in the rural communities. What can we be doing? Mm-hmm. And the smart village was born to us when we were celebrating the legacy of President Kalam at Sringeri Vidyabharati Foundation with Professor Murthy. After that, we had 4 conferences at the University of Toronto on smart villages. We brought Panchayat chiefs from India, indigenous community, First Nation people from Canada. We brought professors from Stanford, Berkeley, IITs in India. We had brainstorms for the last 4 years. Mm. Along with that, in the last conference, Savita, we had somebody from Canada, Africa Chamber of Commerce coming and participating. So now we are working on a project in Botswana on smart village. We thought this concept of smart village, Amrita, we considered it very, very valuable. It can be an enabler to reduce the divide between urban and rural, on the rich and poor. You see, we bring in technologies, Amrita. Technologies have to make an impact on the community. Technology by itself cannot be an answer. Technology is an enabler. By bringing this smart village, if you can make the quality of life for people, those who live in the rural community better, give them clean water. You are a physician. 70% of the diseases come from water. If you can give clean drinking water, give them energy, or whether it is a stove or a fan or a fridge. So give them energy. And capacity building, give them jobs. If you look upon jobs, Amrita, in rural community, the jobs come from agriculture, the jobs come from mining, jobs come from tourism. So if we enable the men to stay in the villages, when we went to Botswana, the village chief was saying, the men go to cities, they don't come back, that means the women are left behind. So what can we do to create jobs? Keep them in the villages, give them quality of life. At the end of the day, they have to enjoy their life, whether it's entertainment, communication, digital technology, whatever it is. So make the job they do sustainable, agriculture or mining, whatever it is. So bring them the value of digital technology. At the same time, make sure that industries that come here also clean industries, so they don't challenge the environment. So we are writing now a book on smart villages. The need for smart village, the focus, Amrita, is smart village is, in our opinion, is an enabler to reduce the divide between rich and poor, divide between rural and urban. In that, we'll be talking about the need for smart village, how to bring in the 7 billion population of the globe, the 3 billion people who live in villages, give them an opportunity, give them hope, give them aspiration. So they're fully equipped, but give them what is needed in today's time. So we talk about what is the need, what are the enablers, governance. We talk about connectivity, digital knowledge, and physical connectivity. We talk about creating jobs, capacity building, so that you can keep the people. Then we talk about case studies, whether it is agriculture, whether it is mining, water, energy, sustainable, solar, all that, and storage of energy. So basically, in the smart village, what we'll be talking about, what will make the smart village sustainable. So, mining companies come, dig a hole in the ground, and when the reserves go, they're gone. Then what do people do? The schools you establish, the hospitals you establish, where will the local people go? So think about sustainability. That is a smart village.
It's almost like in this day and age where we want instant results. Sometimes we focus on the macro level, and then we kind of think afterward and try to make up for all the consequences that have been created from that.
Absolutely.
And this is so important what you have come across, this project, this concept that you're taking forward, where everybody from every part of the world is kind of brainstorming, like you said, and thinking it through properly, start at the micro level so that years later we are not regretting what happened that didn't focus on the micro level. And that's why sometimes the macro level stalls. But this is so important, going back to the roots and starting working on the micro level. And then hopefully that gap between the rich and the poor is no longer there.
This is where, Amitha, one side, we are doing the Smart Village project in Botswana.
Yes.
Because it's a country like Canada, democracy, no corruption, and the population density is very similar to Canada. There's a lot we can exchange from Canada and Botswana. So one side, Amitha, we have a publisher who will be publishing the book, towards the end of this year, and at the same time, hands-on on the field, we are working on Smart Village in Botswana. So together, both are happening in parallel.
I love it. It's happening in parallel. There's a primary model, then everybody can follow as well.
Exactly.
Dr. V.I. Lakshmanan, it's an honor talking to you today. It's so inspirational with not just your concept, but the projects that you're part of. We want to talk more, but before that, it's time for a short break.
Thank you.
Welcome back to Spotlight. We are talking to the very inspirational Dr. V.I. Lakshmanan. So the Smart Villages concept is so futuristic, and it's what we would need so that we can all become one equal, community.
Absolutely.
You did mention in passing the Sringeri Vidya Bharati Foundation.
Yes.
I must say you're a pioneer. You founded it and you have passed on, as you say, your throne to others, and it's become a big community now. And you're such a pioneer, bringing big role models at various events, including our late President of India, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, and many others. So tell us a little bit more about the foundation and what's happening with it.
Amit, in life, you don't do everything yourself. It all happens with our friends and the community members. People like Parambad, Tyagarajan, Chand Kapoor, Ravi Subramaniam, they're all working so closely together with many, many volunteers. The community is very rich. Our Prime Minister once said, the former Prime Minister, Canada is a community of communities. When we make our community rich emotionally and rich culturally, then the whole country becomes richer. So what we do in our own small way is in Sringeri Vidya Bharati Foundation serving the community. And we are pleased to say this year, Amitha, we'll be celebrating the 10th year of Sringeri Vidya Bharati Foundation being in Etobicoke, Toronto.
Congratulations.
Please tell your friends in Mississauga, in GTA, to come and participate in the function in June this year. Thank you.
And I can vouch for it. I've been part of events at the foundation, and it's definitely a big community.
Yes.
And then you become part of a greater cause.
Yes,
and it's also like, as a physician, it's a healing for a lot of people. Sometimes in communities we get isolated, and this is one big community that tells you that you are better for yourselves and for your community as well.
Yes. Thank you very much.
And what is your vision going forth in terms of, right now we talked about the Smart Villages. I heard there's another book coming along that is kind of following in the footsteps of your current book.
Yes.
But what is your long-term vision in general when you're part of many projects like this?
At the end of the day, Amitha, what is very important is getting community involved and making our children, bring them into the system so they see the future is secure, give them the tools, enable them to successfully compete in the global village. So educate our children, give them the values, not only learning what is needed to buy groceries, but learning to give back to the community. So you are a good citizen, informed citizen, and serving the community as a total member of the community. That's very important.
Very well said, sir. Now, I have to ask you, a lot of us at the end of the day, we are all, in our own way struggling to make a place in the world or just to get by. At the end of the day, sometimes we are like, that's it, we're just going to relax. But you have a lot on your plate. I hear that your love for your community does want you to do these projects. But really, what drives you when many of us are like, okay, at the end of the day, we have already done our day's work, so we're just going to relax and do something for ourselves. But it looks like you're taking on a lot of projects, which is more for the betterment of the community. What is your driving force?
Well, I must say this, Amitha, it's all my good, Sharda, my wife. She is a great encouragement for me. And of course, all good friends and the blessings from the Lord. Together it makes us to serve.
That is very well said. I think your humility also keeps you going and young at heart. And we are lucky that we have a role model that can not just guide us, but also somebody we can aspire to be like. Do you have any words of advice for our viewers who are watching us today in terms of anything in their life that they aspire to be like?
Only thing we can say, Amitha, is be involved in the community. Buying grocery, everybody does. But think beyond buying groceries. That is, get involved in the community. That's one thing I can say.
So, as you heard, viewers, the key word is community. And that in the end, you help the community, you're helping yourselves, yes, because you're making the community better for yes, yourselves as well. Yes. Plus, we heard our future generation, absolutely, the children.
Absolutely.
Dr. Lakshmanan, it's been a pleasure talking to you. Always a pleasure to have you here on our show. Because you inspire us with all the new projects that you are part of. And we always look forward to every new project that we hear about because it's innovative. Just paraphrasing you, it's innovative.
Thank you.
And once again, viewers, you know where to find the book, Innovations and Breakthroughs in the Gold and Silver Industries, and Smart Villages. Where can people find out more about it if they want to follow the progress about
well, it? The Smart Village book will be published by the fall this year. So the publisher will make the announcements where to go. At present, I can't say that. The publisher has to. So yes, at present, we are in the process of writing the book. And also eminent people from universities and government and scientists will be writing in the book. So it will be, we'll have contributions from many people. And globally, not just Canada alone, but globally.
So I would say follow the name of Dr. V.I. Lucky Lakshmanan and you will know what's happening innovatively next. Thank you very much, Dr. Lakshmanan. We wish you all the best and we will follow you through with your journey.
Thank you very much, Amitha. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So that was Dr. V.I. Lucky Lakshmanan, who has inspired us today to look towards your community and help the community progress. Well, that's a wrap for this week's show. Thank you for watching us. Continue to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and write to us at spotlight@ethnicchannels.com. Until next week, this is Amitha signing off, encouraging you to carve out your own spotlight.